Instagram and you want to know how to get that sleek and perfect look with fondant, and today we're gonna do it, and I know you will love it, so vamos a hacerlo. Let's start with the most important thing when you're doing a cake in fondant, cutting it and making sure your cake is completely leveled. I know this can be a little bit difficult if you don't have practice. I have a video that it can help you to have a little bit of more pointer and have a more straight hand when you're cutting your cake. I'm gonna leave that link on the description, but as well I'm gonna leave you a link to buy a cake leveler. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it helps you to level cakes perfectly. But if you want to practice, you as well can use a ruler and it will guide your knife when you're cutting your cake through. After you're done cutting your cake and you're sure your cake is completely leveled, you can start coating your cake. This time I'm using ganache. I'm using ganache because it's super easy to work with, it's really delicious and easy to make. I'm gonna leave you the link of my video to how to do ganache on the description box. When you're done coating your cake with the ganache, we can do what we do with all my frosting or ganache cakes. I put a circle of wax paper, then I put a cardboard of the same size as my cake on the top, and we make a little sandwich of our cake and we start covering completely our size. After that, we can put it for 15 minutes on the fridge to cool down. When your 15 minutes are up, you can take your cake out of the fridge and you can perfect your sides with a bench scraper. After you're done perfecting your sides, once again, you can put it on the fridge for 15 more minutes. After that time is up, you can take it out of the fridge and take out your wax paper and your cardboard, and you can start smoothing your surface. It's great because we use our cardboard and that helps that our surface on the top is completely straight. We only need to take up some lumps and some imperfections with a little bit of water like we always do, and as well we do it on the sides. Now let's cover our cake in fondant. I'm gonna put it in 5 easy steps that you can follow and your cake will come out perfect. First step to covering a cake is kneading your fondant. We need to take it out of the package and knead it and make sure it's smooth and any lines is on the bottom of the ball that you're making. It's really important to keep it in a ball so it imitates the form of your cake. Now the second step is rolling your fondant. It's really important that you use a flat and smooth surface to roll your fondant, and I use some cornstarch. I use cornstarch instead of powdered sugar because powdered sugar, it gets a little bit of moisture out of the air and it gets sticky and I don't like it. So use cornstarch is much better. Then I start rolling. If you see, when I'm rolling my fondant, I don't go all the way through my fondant. I keep it to the middle kind of, and that makes like 2 lumps in each side, and that what does when you keep turning your fondant like I do every time I'm rolling it, it keeps it evenly, and it's great because it keeps everything perfectly and the same thickness, and it keeps your fondant round because we're doing a round cake. Now our third step, taking any air bubbles out of our fondant. It's really easy to just take the bubble, put it to one side, just make a little bit of hole with a Xoxo knife or a knife and just push your air bubble out. Our fourth step, perfecting our fondant to put it on top of our cake. This time I just flip my fondant around and I take any excess of cornstarch it has on the fondant. This can prevent your fondant to stick to your cake. Now our fifth and last step, covering our cake. You're gonna take your fondant and put it on top of your cake and focus on the top because we don't want any air bubbles to affect our cake later. Then you can start pulling really slowly and carefully your sides and gluing them at the same time. This will help you because it will stretch your fondant a little bit, and you won't end up with all that accumulated fondant at the end that you don't know what to do with. Then with a fondant smoother, you can smooth and perfect your sides and your bottom, and this will help you because it will mark where you're gonna cut your excess fondant. Guys, I know I just told you there's only 5 steps, but this 6th step is really optional, and it's to perfect your sides. With 2 fondant smoothers, you can perfect and make your edges a little bit crisper, but I will recommend this when you're a complete expert on covering your cake. And here you have the perfect cover cake in fondant. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, and please try to figure out what theme this cake will be. If you have any idea of what it is, just leave me a comment below. And stay tuned because my next sugar craft, you will know what theme is the cake. So I'll see you next time. Bye bye.